Make sure we rocking and rolling right. Everything looking good. Cool. Now we got that part taken care of. So let's do this bitch. And the one thing I can't figure out is how the fuck I keep winding up behind this damn squid. And move this shit way over to the end. I done slid the chair way over. There's no way to get out of a view of this fucking box right here, bro. Shit's throwing me the fuck off too, man. A little bit of a lag on my legs. Cool. That's decent there. So again, this is about to be my second time doing this motherfucker. So
All right, here we go. Today we have Hernandez Govan, who just was found not guilty by a Memphis jury of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder for the killing of young Dolph. Today he joins us to do his first interview after the case. Hernandez, welcome to Vlad TV.
Appreciate you, Vlad, for having me.
that smile right there, even though I'm sure that man is happy to have beat those charges, be home and free, that is the smile of somebody who was just handsomely paid to come do this interview. You better know.
Well, me and you have actually been talking for a while.
Correct.
And we were supposed to do this interview a while back, but then things kind of went haywire. So here we are today.
Stop smiling, nigga. You fucking killed Dolph, man.
So I want to start at the very beginning. Born and raised in Memphis?
Correct.
Now, you got into a lot of trouble over the course of your life. Yeah. So over 26 years, you were in and out of jail for various crimes like aggravated assault.
See, that's another thing these guys not paying attention to, these internet guys that's playing with this dude. 26 years over the course of his life have been spent locked up. This ain't no, like I said, original person to say that. Seti Nash probably thought this guy was going to be easy work. He was going to talk to him like a regular internet person. And that ain't the case. He ain't with that shit. And that interview went left because of that.
Drug possession and so forth. Why are you getting in trouble so much?
Well, I'm sure you know I grew up in an environment called Orange Mound, home of A-Ball and MJG. So, you know, it's a pretty rough environment to say it in a nice way. So, you know, growing up, that was all around me. It was all I seen.
What was the longest bid that you did?
5.
For what?
Gun possession.
Y'all that don't know, you know, go back and do your homework on Memphis and look up Orange Mound. That should be, it be crunchy down there. I think that's where CEO Teasy might have got caught on Orange Mound and killed. I ain't 200% sure. Don't quote me on that.
Possession and drugs.
Okay, so leading up to the incident, you and Big Joke had a relationship.
Yes, he was an associate of mine. Yes, sir.
You were how old when you met him?
Met Joke when I was around between 22, 25 years of age.
So that add context to the whole point of him being a middleman. Of course, if I'm on some shit like this, I'm gonna have somebody around me who is either a family, a brother, or somebody close like a brother, a friend, cousin that I'd have had around close to me for 20 years. Especially if we be off the trap shit together, we be hitting dice games or doing street shit together, I'm definitely gonna have him in the know about of a situation like this if I'm beef with somebody, because I'm gonna need him to have my back and be aware of what's going on and watch his own back too when I'm not around.
Okay. You guys used to gamble together.
Yeah, that's how we met. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys are like almost cousins?
Yeah.
How the hell is we almost cousins, man? Explain that, Mr. Govan.
His mom married someone years ago. Was in a relationship with someone years ago that I'm very close.
Oh shit. Big Jook got killed at a funeral for this well-known prominent OG, I'm guessing, and they family. And I wonder if that guy is the guy that he's attempting to not name. If y'all remember, the guy who passed away in their family was so prominent and such an OG in the game that Yo Gotti even came back to Memphis, as dangerous as it was, to attend that funeral. After Yo Gotti left, that's when Big Jook was ran down on with their mother in the car. I wonder, because I remember them saying that guy was a big dog.
I'll just say that.
You know what I'm saying?
And
one
so,
of the members type.
We used to, that's how we became close.
Can I get a like?
Back in the day, got comfortable with each other gambling and things like that.
Okay, and Big Jook is the brother of Yo Gotti.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your relationship with Yo Gotti?
I don't have a relationship with him.
Lies, goddammit. Ain't no way you best friends like cousins through merge with the big brother and you never met Gotti. Out of all these 20 years that y'all done been family, busting jugs together all through Memphis, you ain't never met Gotti or had no ties to him. It's hard to believe. And the reason I say that is because of this. By him disowning or disconnecting, saying he never met Gotti, never had nothing to do with it, it just puts that much more bullshit in the way if they was to try to come and convict Gotti for something that had something to do with this. He's already doing interviews saying, I don't know Gotti, never met him, never had a relationship with him. So it kind of like, almost want to say gaslight. It's kind of like you're trying to gaslight the feds, which might say something. It could possibly be some shit coming down the pipeline for Young Gotti. Yo Gotti. But as long as this nigga don't get convicted, Yo Gotti don't got to worry about being brought to trial. So I feel like as much as people think PRE might be on his ass, CMG could possibly be on his ass too.
Did any business
Share this joint one time for
whatsoever. That's why it was strange to me, all the comments and hoorah on social media accusing me of doing things that was absolutely not true, because I never had any dealings with Yo Gotti whatsoever, period.
And maybe you didn't have dealings with him about this business thing, but y'all definitely was acquaintances and know each other. You're a well-known name in the hood, in the trenches. You mess with his brother, his older brother. Now, y'all probably didn't hang out because a lot of times the older brother homies don't hang with the younger brother, but I'm a damn sure say y'all know each other. And you didn't have to have a dealing with him in order to be a part of this conspiracy to commit this crime against Dolph. You could have just been cool with his brother.
Now, what about young Dolph?
Yeah, I know Dolph. I knew Dolph personally. Yes, sir. We did business years ago before he actually blew up. He was rapping at the time, but he hadn't blown up yet.
Which what Dolph said will be true. So, if you remember in the song, Dolph was like, I used to, front your big brother to work till I found out he was, whatever it was in this song. Basically, Orange Mountain Quet was probably getting to work through Big Jook, who was linked up with Dolph, and that's how Quet and Dolph got to doing business together. But if you was linked up doing business with Dolph, there's no way you ain't never met no Gotti, bro. It just don't make sense.
Yeah, just being in the streets, selling petty marijuana back and forth. So yeah, I knew Dolph personally. He was a good dude.
look. I respect this shit though, because I'm gonna tell you why. Certain vloggers on the internet, on YouTube right now, want to say, "Oh, he had a proffer deal. He snitched. He gave up some information, and it was sealed." Man, prove that shit. Other than that, we ain't hear them in the courtroom say nothing about that man snitching on nobody. And as long as he didn't snitch on Gotti, who he said he never had a relationship with, he's still connected to that money. That's how them lawyers got paid for, in my opinion. We don't let them finish though.
Okay, and you also had a relationship with Daddy O, who's the owner of Paper Out Records.
Correct. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
what's that relationship about?
So you done met all other bosses involved in this situation. You done met Daddy O, you done met Dolph, you done met Jook, but you ain't never met Gotti or had no relationship with Gotti. How does that happen? How you meet all the other top dogs and bosses and players involved, but you don't meet Gotti?
Just the same. I met Daddy O from. I got a brother named Ziploc from South Memphis, and we.
Everybody got these crazy ass names. How you get the name Ziploc, man? I can't imagine looking at my door. Hey, who's that young man you talk to now, baby? His name is Ziploc, daddy. Like, what the fuck is going on out here?
To just sell petty marijuana years ago, in and out of hotel rooms when we were younger, just doing our thing, just trying to hustle.
Now, you and Dolph, did you ever have a falling out, or did you have a good relationship overall?
Never had a falling out with Dolph. You know, we did a couple transactions.
No, y'all ain't do no couple transactions. You ain't had no falling out with Dolph because Dolph was dealing with Jook. Jook was your big homie, your big cousin in the game. And he was probably getting the work from Dolph and blessing you with it, like I said. That's why you and Dolph ain't had no falling out. But Jook and Dolph had a falling out. We still have yet to know why Jook and Dolph had a falling out. We just heard Dolph say, "I found out he a bitch and now I call him your big sister." He never said like, Jook took some work from me, da-da-da-da-da. He never said nothing. And Jook never said it. Both of them niggas took whatever they was beefing about to the grave.
Years and years ago, we never had a reason to fall out. I'm not a rapper, you know. Dolph was just, this one, he had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And at the beginning of his music career. And so, you know, anytime we met up and did business, it was all good. Never had an issue.
Yeah, like I said,
at one
the issue
point,
wasn't with this nigga.
young Dolph and
Jook.
Yo Gotti
Whatever,
started getting into it.
whatever the fuck happened with Jook and Dolph, we gotta find that shit out. That's what I want to know.
Do you know the reason why the friction actually started? Because you hear like 20 different stories.
Well, from what I understand.
Now listen what I'm about to say right here. This man sit up and tell us it was over some record deal signing shit. He is playing for the internet. Whatever happened between Jook, Gotti, Dolph, that shit was more than just about a nigga not wanting to sign to him. If it was all like that, Gotti was up in the music industry a lot. He could have really went out his way to try to get Dolph blackballed. If he didn't, but do I think that this is the main reason why? No, and I'm gonna go into it in a second.
I know Gotti tried to sign him years ago, and you know, for whatever reason, Dolph decided not to. I think Dolph was close friends with Gucci Mane at the time.
Exactly. So Dolph being close friends with Gucci Mane. If y'all remember, Gucci Mane had a roster. It was Gucci Mane and Young Thug, then it was Gucci Mane and PB Longway, Gucci Mane and Migos. Damn, it was another nigga. And Dolph. Gucci and Dolph was fucking with each other. Chief Keef was over there too. But Gucci had a little roster. My point of saying all that is this. Gucci goes to jail, has to do whatever he has to do with his roster. That's not the point of it. The point is this. While on that interview, when asked what was going on between him and Gucci, While Gucci was telling the world they beefing because he tried to drop on 10/17, which is Gucci date that he normally drop his CDs on. The actual truth, Gotti came out and told it on a Breakfast Club. He was like, Gucci mad because I fucked this girl or fucked this baby mother. Cool. Everybody looked at Gucci, wow, Gucci acting like this over female, but guess what? Gucci's young homie, Young Dolph, winds up cracking Yo Gotti baby mother and got her tweaking. The cover to the mixtape for Don't Play With Your Bitch, Play With Me, Don't Play With Your Bitch, literally has her phone number with like 99 missed calls and text message type shit on the cover. So it's like what went around came around. And that's what I think. Even though they was having a back and forth at first, I think that right there was like, all right, now I gotta take care of this nigga.
She and Gotti relationship.
Niggas will kill you about some cheeks faster than anything. But again, it could be deeper than that too.
Kind of deteriorated over the years. And I think that just all played a factor or whatever the case may be. You know, Dolph deciding not to sign, giving his reasons for not wanting to sign the CMG. The story about it being about a girl or whatever the case may be.
I heard that also.
Yeah, that's absolutely not true. It was just.
Yes, it is absolutely true. Man, that man said several times how he was cracking that big head nigga baby mama. Even going as far as saying he wish he wouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it definitely was over a female. Fuck that.
A potential business deal gone bad from what I understand.
The female is always the underlying issue. Now we got that out the way. Now we gonna find out the issue that they push to the public. Like a nigga really hating on you because of female, but he telling everybody else he mad at you because you cheated him at the crap game or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Understand.
Well, you have rap beefs where people do diss records against each other, but in this case, it escalated into actual violence. Dolph got shot up in LA at one point, and then he was in a bulletproof car. They got shot up, down south at a later point. So there was just a lot of chaos that was happening during that time. From your point of view, like you don't know Gotti, but you're friends with Jook, and you also know Dolph. What did you think about these things?
Exactly. So you don't know Gotti, but you're friends with Jook. You done met Dolph, no Dolph, and you done even met Daddy O and shit, no Daddy O. But you don't know Gotti, and you didn't have a problem with Dolph. So basically, he's going out his way to disconnect himself from the situation and says this. If they ever do bring anything back up, I already said on paper, I don't know Young Dolph. I ain't had nothing to do with it. Me and him ain't had no problems, and I don't know Yo Gotti.
Escalating in Memphis and all over the South.
Well, actually, when you sit back and you analyze everything, and just giving my honest opinion on it, and I mean, numerous of other people have said what I'm about to say.
What?
I don't think you can go find one song where you hear Yo Gotti dissing Dolph.
That is true, but us Dolph fans, since Dolph passed away, that have been watching, we have seen the action. There's no need to dish you on record when you get, shot up multiple times on multiple different situations. There's no need to dish you on record. That would just be incriminating myself, which is a large reason why Gotti is not on trial right now. He did not do the young nigga Chicago thing and incriminate himself on record just for views and money. So you got to give Gotti some respect in that order, that sense of the matter.
Was more so Dolph every other song he dropped, he was mentioning Gotti and Jook and sometimes his family. And so I think that kind of lit the fire to it, escalated it.
And that's why I say right now, his goal is to make CMG. This is just just like a positive publicity run for CMG. You know what I'm saying? They 9 times out of 10 got his lawyer or some type of publicist sitting there with him, telling him what questions to answer, what questions not to answer, and how to answer them.
Or whatever the case may be. I do know of a situation, not the name drop, but we got a very well-known, respected NBA player from our city that wanted to see the beef end.
Very well respected NBA player from their city. I could only think of Ja Morant. So let's just make an ass of ourselves and assume that it was Ja Morant who wanted to see the beef in between Dolph and Gotti. If you could think of another person, drop it in the comments.
He reached out to a well-respected club promoter in Memphis, Tennessee, and asked him to reach out to both parties and try to.
Now hold on. This is what I'm saying. You don't know Gotti, but you know the details of Gotti and somebody trying to sit down with Gotti and Dolph and patch things up. How? You ain't hear the information from Dolph.
Did the beef. Well, he reached out to Gotti, and Gotti was all for it. He was open to having a conversation with Dolph, possibly meeting up to put an end to it. When this particular club promoter reached out to Dolph, Dolph said, fuck no, hung up the phone in his face and blocked him.
Hell yeah. These niggas done shot this man multiple times, dropped 100 rounds on his car. And now you talk about pull up, we gonna sit down and talk. In my mind, I'm gonna think that's a back door. Why would I pull up to sit down and talk to you for y'all to spray me up as soon as I leave from wherever we was just sitting talking at? That don't make sense to me. I ain't even mad at him for that. And hell yeah, I'm
smarter,
finna block
with
you
fewer
and everything. You
plugins
know why I'm
and more
finna block
control
your ass?
on Wix Studio.
Because you calling me for the ops.
Develop.
Beside you on. We gonna get into part 2 right quick.
Well, 2021, a few months prior to the actual shooting, you were actually working with Straight Drop to try to sign him to CMG.
I was.
No. This is when Jook got word that the money is on niggas' heads. Now everybody say, oh, Jook was a boss, he was getting money. Y'all sleeping on Jook, think he wasn't getting money. I'm not saying that. If y'all go back on my page and look, I had put up the prices that they had on each CMG member head. It was $100,000 for Dove. I think it was $50,000 for Key Glock. Then it was like $15,000 for Kenny Money, one of them type dudes. And it was $10,000 for Moochie Grape. And it was $5,000 for Paper Route Woo, something like that, right? I don't think Jook was putting up all that money. You know, it could have been 50-50. It could have been all from the other person, but I just don't think Jook. I don't know. We got to do our homework on Jook so we can see what he actually about.
And some interactions happened at your house. Can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hard pause is because they was linking up, talking about who and how much each person was that they was about to try to get rid of because them niggas was hurting and needed some money. Which makes me say, why he got y'all out here doing this for this little bit of money if he got all this money? Poetic Flacco made a great point, you know what I'm saying? Nigga was about to throw his whole life away for $20,000 to go delete somebody that was worth millions. Man, y'all would have had to pay me at least 150 bands. I understand that. That make perfect sense.
I was basically trying to put the deal together for Straight Drop.
Put the deal. Did he tell you the truth? All right. Pay attention to what he about to say, because on the stand, there's no way the nigga on the stand said this and then you go do an interview with Vlad TV days later and say the same thing. So this is the code. This is the code. The nigga was like, right after they killed Dolph, he called Jook. He didn't call Govan. He called Jook and was like, he sent them a text. And in the text he said, I was trying to get up with you so I could let you hear my music so I could get the deal, da-da-da-da-da, some shit like that. So watch what this fool about to say. He put the deal together. He was trying to work out a deal for Straight Drop for what?
Years prior to that, It's a well-known DJ from Memphis, DJ Lil Larry. He's a friend / associate of mine. Reached out to me and wanted me and my brothers to possibly give him the advance money for Moneybagg Yo.
Okay.
We met up at my brother's car lot. We listened to the material, and for whatever reason, my brother decided against it. Look where Moneybagg Yo is at right now.
Yeah.
So we was real bitter about that, you know. So and shout out to Bag. But so you know, when Justin came around, you know, Justin was talented, and we ain't want to miss out on this opportunity.
So you see how, look, you gotta read between the lines with this shit. See how he just threw Moneybagg Yo in there? Well, guess what? Was a Dolph and a bunch of other Memphis niggas mad at Moneybagg Yo saying that he went against his own hood to sign with Yo Gotti? So now, man.
You know, my whole goal was to try to get out the streets and stop, you know, hustling, especially at the age I'm at. And so I reached out to my brother and asked for his assistance, you know, and we started trying to put the deal together. And I reached out to Juke and asked him to come by and check.
So this nigga got tired of selling little e-pills, little perks and shit to Justin and the Cornelius and whoever. And yeah, my cousin, Juke, they got this bag on these PRE nigga head. Man, we could drop a couple of these niggas. I ain't got to hustle no more. This big bag up front. So his cut of the deal was just for him plugging them in with Juke. Say Dolph was 100,000. That was on Dolph head. He was gonna get 20,000, 10,000 from each one of them, and they was gonna get 40,000 a piece. So he was planning on keep breaking their ass down like that out of each hit that they would have pulled, I guess.
The material out. That's how it started.
Okay, so Juke is at your house. Is Straight Drop at your house also?
Correct.
Okay, and you guys are talking about potentially a deal with CMG.
Yes. We were basically at my house. Juke was telling us how to promote the music, how to get Justin the type of buzz that was needed to actually sign to the label. Just all music business, you know, just giving us the, you know, the inside and out about how to, you know, move this thing forward as fast as we could.
Man, delete them niggas. We gonna sign Justin, and then we gonna make you his manager or something. That way you could get a bag off of him if y'all get away with it. But I think them niggas knew this was a crash out mission.
Okay.
Whoever was
But then at one point, Cornelia Smith showed up at the house as well.
Correct. Yeah, Cornelia Smith. I met Cornelia Smith through an associate of mine named Bobby Carter. When I was released from prison, I bought a house on my grandmother's street in Orange Mound where I grew up, and I met Cornelius through Bobby, and
he bought a house right across from the trap. And basically he was trapping out his house with cameras all over that bitch, got selling pills and shit, and that's how he came across these little hot niggas.
So on this particular night when we were having the music meeting, it was a knock at the door, and I went to the door and it was Cornelius, and I was under the impression that he just wanted some X pills or whatever like he normally did. So I told him to come back later. I was trying to get a deal signed for Drop, and he was like, no, it's important.
So he in there introducing Straight Drop the Big Juke, talking about the hits on the PRE niggas. Cornelius pops up to buy some pills, but I'm guessing from Cornelius' testimony on the stand, this will be the time where he didn't have any money, so he was coming to tick some pills for free. This nigga must have got tired of giving them free pills and was like, look, you want to get some money? I could show you how to get some money. I could put you on with this move right here, and took him in the house and introduced him to Juke.
So I stepped outside, and that's when he mentioned to me, he was like, man, they ain't trying to do nothing about Dolph trying to kill Gotti.
Oh.
So at that point, I never heard of that incident. You know,
I never heard of that incident, but I don't doubt it, and it makes sense. Hey, I don't doubt it, and it makes sense.
Heard of it, if you reverse,
because you got Dolph and them was still in the city. Yo Gotti wasn't. Yo Gotti stayed out of Memphis at that point in time, as far as what we were saying or know or heard as people in the public.
I done heard of it their way, you know, the attempted hits on Dolph, but at that point I hadn't heard anything about someone trying to do anything to Gotti.
No.
And I told him that wasn't my business, and I wasn't finna.
Man, I thought Gotti was moving around like Mr. Untouchable. I ain't know nobody try to do nothing to damn Gotti, man. That's different, huh? Let's check out part 3, man.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Any communication that I had with Justin was solely about music. I mean, of course, I'm gonna have communications with him. I'm trying to get him signed.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, and that's that.
But see, Justin ain't say nothing. You shouldn't even be mentioning Justin, even though they asked him. You shouldn't even be mentioning having no type of communication with him, because Straight Drop ain't say nothing.
Oh, that's dead on that.
Well, on November 17th, 2021, Young Dolph goes to his favorite cookie shop, Makeda's Homemade Butter Cookies in Memphis. At that point, 2 men pull up in a white Mercedes and start to shoot at Young Dolph. Young Dolph gets hit and dies.
So this how you know that his lawyer sitting right there with somebody because of this, right? The dude on the stand was telling a story about when they went to go slide on Paper Route Wu, and how Govan gave him the gun, and when they got there to slide on Wu, Wu came out, had his gun already out, and the gun that Govan gave him jammed. See how they just skipped all the way over that? So it's a lot of shit.
Shot about
this
20
is gonna be
times.
in different parts of the interview.
Now, when this happens, you're actually in jail?
I wasn't.
You were not?
No, I've seen the report and heard that story that you're talking about, but no, I was not incarcerated at that time.
Okay, so you were out.
Yes, I was.
Now, Dolph is someone that you know and
Yes.
you had positive interactions with.
Correct.
Whatever Jook got going on with him is none of your business.
No, I'm not a rapper. I'm not CMG. I'm
Yeah.
not an associate of CMG or anything like that. You know, that's grown men business.
Yeah. Look how hard my man going to distance himself from CMG. I'm not a rapper. I'm not CMG. I'm not associate of CMG. How are you not associate of CMG when Jook is the damn the co-CEO, the boss underneath for damn Yo Gotti, and you great friends with Jook, damn near play cousins or however you want to call it, but you saying you're not associate of CMG. How does that work?
Get to know the people business.
I can understand that though on my time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with that. What you and Slim got going on, man. You get money, man. Him get money. But fuck all that. After you done been involved as deep as you is, from what the shooters they self say, I'm not believing none of this shit. Like I said, this is a glazed campaign in order to make people look at CMG different and look at him different. These interviews is a receipt to keep him safe. As long as he's doing interviews, traveling, telling his story, he feel like he got the public eye on him. Nobody really can't do nothing to him, because in reality, I'm going to keep saying it. It's not going to be a PRE thing if something happens to that man. It's going to be a CMG type thing.
Okay, so when you heard the news of Dolph getting shot in your city, what did you think?
What did I think? I mean, of course, I thought it was.
Hey, these niggas be asking the killers when you hear about the person who they killed getting killed in your city. What did you think? His face and King Von's face when academics ask King Von, "Hey, yeah, what you think about Duck getting killed?" When the niggas on Duck Live asked Duck what he thought about T-Roy getting killed, look at the look on his face. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit so we can hear. Watch the look on his face when Vlad asked him this, man. These niggas is
okay. So when you heard the news of Dolph getting shot in your city, what did you think?
Tell me King Von ain't do that and put the camera down. Tell me King Von ain't say, "Dang, that was fucked up. Hold on. Put the camera down." Man.
It was bad for the city. But, you know, when I got to hearing stuff and seeing stuff on social media, where it was being said that it could, you know, of the potential suspects, you know, so that's what kind of raised my eyebrows up. So to speak.
Wow. The potential suspects was all covered up. What raised your eyebrow? They didn't have no clue who them niggas was. What raised your eyebrow? They had some niggas in some bum ass sweatsuits with some bum ass shoes and clothes on. What raised your eyebrow? Because you knew who it was? You thought it was gonna come back to you instantly?
Right, because on January 5th, 2022, Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, was listed as one of the suspects. A reward for $15,000 was put up for information. And now
15,000. All them paper route niggas supposed to put up 5,000-10,000 a piece on that shit. What they be saying? Anonymously, unanimously, and raise that shit up to like 80,000. Got his little ass turned in or cooked instantly.
this news is out that this artist you're trying to sign to CMG is a suspect in the Young Dolph murder. Now, you and Straight Drop, how long did you guys know each other?
I knew Justin, so I met Justin in probably 2000 and maybe 17, 16.
Okay. So you knew him about 6-7 years.
Yeah, correct. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did you know that he has a violent side like that?
Yeah, he knew. That nigga made the news for shooting up the bowling alley and hitting a couple people. So he knew what type of youngins he had around him. He lived across the street from the trap house all them youngins hanging.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't an angel. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I never took him to be a killer or anything that would just harm an innocent person, though. You know, I try to avoid those.
Man, he talking to his ass like he talking to the parole board. Look at the hands crossed. You ain't get ready to get nothing out this old nigga. The courts ain't ready to get nothing out this old nigga for real. I got to see this proffer agree. I got to see some proof of all this proffer shit that niggas is talking about on the internet. It sound good, man. Show the proof, nigga.
Type of people.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm the Pope myself or an angel myself, but you know, I don't associate myself with demons or animals and people that just have no heart whatsoever.
Well, along with Straight Drop, another suspect.
Exactly, Vlad. Vlad sound like I was thinking. You don't associate with them people, but you was real cool with Straight Drop and Justin Johnson, who stood over Dolph through the window and like hit him 22 times. Man, get out of here, man.
32-year-old Cornelia Smith was listed as a suspect as well. This is now two guys that were at your house a couple months prior.
Yeah.
So when you heard that these two guys that you personally know are suspects in the murder of one of the biggest rappers ever,
and somebody else that you personally know, like you said, you know Dolph, you know Daddy O. So how did you feel when basically some of your homies was killing another part of your homies? How did you feel?
Memphis, did you think that it was mistaken identity, or did you think like, okay, this actually makes some sense?
Well, actually, I know you said it was, I think you said it was posted January 15th or whatever about Justin Straight Drop.
January 5th.
January 5th, he was a suspect. I knew the same day. It was all over social media. Yeah, moments after Dolph got killed.
Look, that motherfucking internet ain't missed since it been created. You feel me? That motherfucker hit every time.
So, you know, everyone in Memphis, Tennessee knew about the CMG paper route beat. So after I, you know, made the introduction, the music introduction or whatever, I got out the way. I was still doing what I do in the neighborhood on the street, you know, as far as selling my marijuana and whatever, you know, my sports betting.
So now it makes sense. Once Juke and Dolph had whatever issue they had, he was still going to school from Dolph. That's why he said we did a couple transactions. It was cool. Which could, like I said, when it be time for that back door, that could have been part of the back door too. I'm gonna keep getting the guys from Dove, but I'm gonna be feeding the guys information on them. Because in the court date, the dude said when they tried to slide up on the one nigga, Paper Route Wu or one of them, it said that they missed their opportunity, but Quet said that he was gonna call the nigga mother and find out where the nigga be at because he was cool with the nigga mother. That's the ultimate backdoor right there. Somebody trying to use your mother to kill the son type shit. You feel me?
Whatever it is that I do. So I couldn't babysit the music situation. When I made the music introduction, I got out the way and I was still doing what I do. So when I heard that same day that Justin could be a suspect, you know, it was alarming because I knew he was in a space where it could possibly be true, you know. So yeah, it was alarming to me and concerning.
Well,
it was alarming because now, once it was put on the news all through social media in their neighborhood that Justin did that shit, it was alarming because now the PRE niggas know that it's connected to you. You connected to them. Because you might have been cool with Dolph enough to get some money. You might have known Daddy Yo, but that don't mean you was cool with the rest of the PRE members. You feel me?
there was also a passenger in the car, 27-year-old Shondell Barnett, who was, I guess, driving the car. He also got arrested. Did you know him?
He was driving what car?
Well, the car that I guess shot up young Dolph.
No, that's not true.
Oh, that's not true. It was a different car?
The only two people that was in the car, the white Mercedes.
See, the other car that he's talking about with Shondell Barnett is when they went to go shoot up the other dude and realized he had a gun. No, actually, they went to pull up at the Turkey Drive to kill whoever. It was too many people there that was with PRE, and the dude told him let him out, basically like he was on Boys in the Hood and shit. He got the fuck out the car, got on about his business. He ain't never fuck with them again.
Was Cornelius and Justin. Shondell Barnett was, I think, a cousin of Justin. He was caught with Justin in Indiana when Justin was on the run.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. One of them two type situations. Okay, Vlad. Shout out to Vlad for bringing us a good old motherfucker interview. Orange Mom quit. Man, so what y'all think about that, man? How y'all feel about that little bit of that interview so far? How y'all feel about that? Somebody drop it in the comments. Let me know something. Let me see if we can bring somebody up. Let me see. See if you want to come up, say how you feel. You feel me? We're going to hit this joint for an hour. What's that other joint I was going to talk about? Damn, that nigga beat that Charles, man. I don't know, man. I think for real, I think when it's all said and done, his biggest thing he need to watch out for is damn not PRE, CMG. He need to watch his back for CMG because that's going to be the person that really benefit from getting him out the way. Anybody from PRE trying to get him out the way, it's just going to be jail time for them. CMG, it'll be tying up loose ends. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be the best thing for him to do is stay on the internet. Keep doing them interviews. Keep motherfucking running that money up and telling that story. He better stretch that story out long as he can, though. He gotta stretch that motherfucking story out, man. He can't. Man, let's see what's going on with 4 Extra. We ain't saying 4 Extra in a minute.
When
Let's
you
check
write,
out 4
your
Extra.
tone influences how
Yeah, I'm
readers
just cooling
respond.
now. We
With
didn't got that
Grammarly,
Govan
just
shit out the
highlight your
way.
text and
Right
type
now,
how
we
you
just
want to
cool.
sound.
We're gonna see what's popping with 4 Extra.
Get your message right.
Adam and WAC 100 had a discussion today about 4 Extra's future in media or the future of his channel. And let's just say if 4 Extra hears this conversation, he's going to be really pissed. So the conversation started with Adam like telling WAC, yo, we did a review and I went back and watched, the episodes that 4 Extra is mad at us about because 4 Extra hasn't been back at No Jumper since he got out the hospital for blowing his hands off. And the reason that was gave was 4 Extra is mad at.
Man, I can't believe this nigga blew his hand off. Big grown old ass nigga on 4th of July decided to go blow off his fingers and shit, man. I don't know what the fuck he was smoking that day.
No Jumper for platforming people that was dissing him while he was in the hospital. Adam then tells WAC, yo, I went through all the episodes we did and nobody really dissed 4 Extra. And Adam feels like he did nothing wrong and he don't see why 4 Extra no longer wants to work for No Jumper.
I hear that
You're correct, Mac. I'm pulling you over.
I hear that somewhere in along the lines 4 Extra said he wasn't coming back. I don't know where I'm hearing it from.
I think
that nigga is a granddad for real. He looked like a granddad. WAC 100 ass. Looked like WAC 300.
it was a Baby Runner interview where Baby Runner said that.
You were insensitive.
Yeah, he basically said that for him, and everybody kind of ran with it. Yeah.
Because you let the people come up here and say things.
Yeah.
I guess like when he was upset about the fact that on the Tuesday show after he blew his hand off that King Pill was on there, which he was not normally on there. I'm sure he could have probably lived with the fact that Munchie was on there because I had been doing the pod.
Mo, the nigga told his ass his fingers got blew off because he was ducking the fade, and the fade guys had to punish him. Hey, Mo.
I've been Munchie for many months at that point. But we went back and we actually checked the tapes. We checked that episode. Chopper Ross did a full review. I did a review. There's really almost nothing that you could point at and say like, "Oh, that's offensive." That's Adam saying something. There's really, and even King Pill. The only thing he said was, "Hey man, this is what happens when you piss off the fade god. You piss off the fade god, they take your hand." And even Munchie didn't really say anything offensive on the pod.
Nah, I can't fuck with them. Where this nigga booing at, bro? Damn. Nah, man, this nigga OTF booing. This shit crazy right here. I don't know. I be watching a nigga CSP. You gotta take his shit with a grain of salt. He be outlandish as hell with his shit. Shit. Oh, you know what? I could cover this joint right here where I got the chance. These people that's where I got the chance. My bad, y'all. Hold on. We finna get on some shit. Oh, shit. I don't know what this is. Let's see what these niggas talking about.
Again, I'll be a damn fool to be like, "Oh, Yella, you ain't been back to Chicago. You got left at 27 years old." So what I was doing all the way until a man, you feel me? That's to say what them niggas talk about, man. He gotta be able to. And this what Duck failed at too, and this why I hate it. You got to be willing to lose. You have to be willing to sacrifice everything to get yourself together. 100%. To go back and get them. 100%. Pray to God that nothing happened to none of these people. No kids, nothing. I left my kids, everything. You got to
get ready to look at this nigga. Hey, it's another joint I want to look at where he
living in Oblong, you being my father.
I got a request for this joint.
But guess what I did at the end of the day?
My shit, my little buzz done kicked in. That nigga is buzzing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Motherfucker, fat ass Jay done cooked me. $607. Oh shit. sensitive.